we got to talk about the elephant in the room. We got to talk about everything that went on in the past week that completely blew everybody away and completely canceled the event out of nowhere. And we talk about the huge fucking sting operation that happened in professional Smash that just completely demolished EVO.
Yeah. So you had a lot of like Smash players being accused, or I guess outright having I don't know. I'm sure they had some kind of like proof as to like what they did. But I don't know if it's like allegations with some. I don't have all the we don't have all the details. We don't got no insider information or nothing like that. But like for some, it is fact, because I know one of them at least came out and was like, "Yo, it was true."
Yeah.
And then for some, it might be allegations. We know like the what is it? The organizer,
one of the co-founders of EVO, Mr. Wizard, was a
dirty wizard.
Yeah,
that's what he was. So yeah, it was. We're not gonna go down a list or anything like that, but it was quite a few players that got in trouble over some kind of like sexual abuse or harassment or whatever, and it's pretty messed up. And the CEO dude, Wizard, what he was doing was just downright messed up, and it's all messed up. There's no there's no black and there's no gray area or who did the worst or whatever. Like, it's just bad. It's just a black and white scenario.
I just don't understand where a lot of these guys get off on living this rock star life, where they're just going from town to town, just sexually abusing some of these chicks, or in some cases, underage guys, or I just don't understand where that comes from, and it's not to demean anything. It's just, I guess, from a place of just age. To me, it's oh wow, reading all of this is a Smash Brothers player. Yeah. It doesn't really make sense. And I know it's an ignorant viewpoint, but the thing is, it's just wow, this is crazy that this was going on in this community.
Just in general, around gaming or streamers or YouTubers, there's just been a lot of stuff coming out. And unfortunately, none of it is good. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
That it's just bad stuff, and we're not seeing anything there's nothing bringing the community up right now. Really, there's nothing bringing the community up right now. It's just making the community just looks bad. A lot of these people pick up some kind of some fame or whatever. Either they're like this, or they become this because their ego gets inflated, or they have the fame now, or whatever, and they think they can go around doing whatever they want.
Those guys get treated like superstars.
Yeah,
and it's just we understand. It takes a lot to be good at a game. It takes a lot, especially to compete at that level. There's nothing but respect. But the fact that this just does so much damage overall to the fighting game community, I feel. Where it just brings it down a tier level.
Yeah.
And when you look at, esports, a lot of things that people have been talking about is just all this money that's been going in there. There's a lot of smart money and there's a lot of stupid money in esports. And a lot of people predict that it's going to be a bubble. But one of the communities that I feel that didn't necessarily get a bump up was the fighting game community. And I guess now we're kind of seeing exactly why that's the case, right? It's so dirty. The list is huge, and if you haven't seen the list, I definitely recommend going on Reddit, where they have the list of all the people accused, and they have a list of all the statements by the people that were wronged, and it's astronomical, the amount of people that this took out of that community.
Yeah. It's cleaning house basically, and it just kind of ruined that whole thing. And it's just because of the bad apples.
Yeah.
so the tournament basically is, I mean, it's canceled.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what else that's going to do to Evo, like in the long run. I know sponsors pulled out, so that definitely messes it up. Yeah, I like Evo, man. I don't really watch gaming tournaments or anything. Evo, I do like to tune in. I'll tune into Evo, and I don't tune into it religiously, but I like to tune in every once in a while on certain games. And now that's, yeah.
You remember those crazy years with like Street Fighter 4, like headlining and Daigo Mahara and all those people, Jay Wong and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like not all the work that they've done is kind of gone, and it's because it's sad to say it's because of the Smash players, and we worked so hard to get Smash into Evo.
Yo, it's crazy, right? Smash gets in. Smash is like one of the biggest games in Evo. Then, for me, the names, the people that I'm more familiar with tend to be in Smash. And like just a few other guys sprinkled around, right?
Yeah.
Like Street Fighter and stuff like that. And I don't know if some of these guys realize what they're doing for the community, becoming what they are. Someone like, let's say, for example, Daigo, he's not one of these people. But like what these guys have done for this community and built it up. And I wonder if some of them react that way, like, damn, dude, I'm trying to get this to this level here, and you guys just ruined it.
I'm pretty sure.
You know?
I'm pretty sure there's people out there, man. There's definitely people out there that are just like, that are super upset about everything. They're so upset because all the hard work that they've put in is gone now. Like, there is no trace of it. You're gonna have a real hard time getting Nintendo to have Smash again in this large scale tournament, I feel.
As is, it's tough to get Nintendo to do anything when it comes to that. Now it's like out the window.
Capcom especially, all these places, man. Like, and every company pulled out. Even the dude that made like the My Little Pony Friendship is Magic like fighting game pulled out. He was just like, I'm taking my game out of this.
I don't want my ponies near any of this.
This is dirty. I don't
and
want
my
that.
ponies are precious to me.
There was there was two allegations. I can't get over this pony thing. But it's crazy to me that even when like small time developers who would love this publicity are just like, listen, I'm out. Like, I'm not. You don't use my game for anything, bro. But there was two allegations that I really kind of read up on, just because of just how weird they were. So the first one we're gonna start off with is Zero. Zero, top player in Smash 5. He was like a pillar of this community. Guy gets on Twitter. Somebody accuses him. He's like, nah, that didn't happen. 2 days later, he's like, yo, I can't sleep because this is too serious. Releases an entire thing saying, yeah, I did all of that. He's gone, right? And with good reason, right? He did all of this, and he didn't deserve the platform that he was on.
Yeah.
I don't care how good at Smash he was. I don't care how charming, he was or anything like that. And his story is rather remarkable because I think he was born in Chile, and he was a Smash player that came out of Chile, came over here to make a name for himself, and then bam, this is what happens. This is what you do with the opportunity that you made for yourself, whatever.
Yeah.
There was another player that, wow, he got screwed from this. His name was, I think, like something like that. You know who he is?
I didn't even look at so I looked at the list. I skimmed the list. I did not notice, and I didn't.
I'm trying to reach for my phone before I make any crazy allegations.
Because I didn't notice that Mewtwo was on that fucking list.
Let me see. Let me see before. What you're witnessing right now is in real time because we don't want to slander the name of anybody.
Yeah. Damn, dude, that's crazy. Jeez, man. he's one of those like players that like a lot of other up and coming guys like looked up to, dude. If he's one of these people.
Yeah, it's really sad. I know that it was one of these players. I know I saw his name on the list for sure, but I wasn't too sure exactly what it was that he had like done. But there was one specific player that they, we'll just continue like this. I'm not gonna say his name or anything because it'd probably take me too long to look this up. But so there's one player in there. They accuse him of like randomly just like, hey, this underage girl is sleeping, or he apparently like he jerked off on her or something.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's like, burn him, knock him down. He's part of the bad ones. Poor guy had to come out and make a whole statement about how like, and he was just like shaking making the statement, talking about how like, hey, at birth I was circumcised pretty badly. I have no feeling in my, in my penis.
Mm-hmm.
This is impossible for me to do. And I never wanted to say this in public, but I have to do this to save my name.
Yeah.
That is so sad. The person who made those allegations then deleted their Twitter and everything and hasn't been seen.
Wow. So, I mean, it's what do you say to that, right? Was this person real? Was this person, did this person think that this is how something went down? I don't fucking know, right?
Yeah.
But like this guy had to come out and like air out his his personal stuff in order to like save his name or whatever the hell, it's
so sad.
Crazy. And this isn't the first time that we see something like this. Even Angry Joe had recently gone through something like this where this woman tried to accuse him of something when there was like some kind of like get together or whatever. And, he went and he actually, in fact, the way he handled it was that, and, a lot of people give him credit for this, and I'll give him credit for this too. And it's not like to protect yourself, or if you did something, then you did something, but he just lawyered up, didn't make any kind of statements or whatever. Turns out it was BS, and she like shut the fuck up, removed all her posts of anything that she said, and fucking disappeared. Yeah. I mean, you just never know who, but Angry Joe doesn't strike me as the type of person that would do that kind of thing. Like, he notoriously, had, like, people notoriously say nothing but good things about him. Some people in the community hate him, but whatever. I like Angry Joe. I don't think he did anything, and it seems like he didn't do anything because this chick just faded into the ether. So,
And this is the scary thing about all these allegations coming out, right? Like,
because until there's some kind of proof, they are just allegations, and people could just be out there clout chasing or just like saying shit just to say shit. Or maybe this event went differently in their head, But again, I'm not trying to defend anyone. If these guys did something, then they did something.
Yeah.
But there definitely has to be proof for the thing that they did, as well. At the same time, you get me. I don't think a person should just be burned down to the ground without there being any kind of proof. It's just the nature of things. You get me?
Absolutely.
And it's not to like shit on. I'm not trying to shit on anyone. If someone comes out and says like, "Hey, so and so did this to me," then take it seriously.
Yes.
Look into it, but look into it.
Absolutely.
You get me? Don't whip out the pitchforks and then like go after the person without there being any kind of proof or something like that. There should be. It's the proper thing to do.
Yeah.
It
is very crazy that because of this, like, we have to live in a way where it's just like, hey, if these allegations are made towards you, you have to leave. And absolutely, I kind of agree with that. But to a degree where it's like, it is scary that, hey, this allegation can be made, and then these perfectly like innocent people, just because they had reached something, are now kind of just like destroyed. And it's I don't know. I'm not the authority on this, and I'm not going to claim to have any kind of valuable opinion towards this. So whatever I say, it is what it is. Like, I'm not putting myself out there as like knowing more or anything. But it is crazy that now with all these players, you have to have the discussions of who actually did something.
Yeah.
Or who actually, who has receipts or not. Who decided to keep that, because it's traumatic for victims as well, right? Like, Normally, like, if something like that happened to me, I would want to erase all proof of that.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't want to keep anything. I wouldn't want to have to keep receipts. But it's crazy that now on both ends, you have to keep these kind of receipts. You have to keep this stuff. And depending on how big the person is, out the gate, you might get headhunted for making these allegations.
Yeah.
Because the whole Zero thing, he only came out, I believe, after he saw the damage that it did. Because this girl was like, they were trying to do everything to this chick. Like, they were just like cursing her out, all this other stuff.
Well, so the community kind of went after her, and then he was like, "Yo, this,"
yeah."
And then he, he admitted to what he did, and I guess he did that in effort to like, hey, just leave her alone, type of thing, and not to excuse or give him a pass on like what he did, what the damage is done. He did what he did, but at least he had like. At least he fucking came out and was like, "Yo, just leave her alone. It did happen."
Yeah.
I guess that's the only right thing he did, I suppose.
I mean, it shows that he had some kind of conscience,
yeah.
But at the same time, he's a monster for doing the things that he did. And that is, man.
Yeah, serious stuff, bro.
Yeah.
Serious stuff, man. It goes to show, humanity is messed up.
yeah.
Everyone, like these guys have some kind of baggage that come with it. Not all of them. Some of them are gonna have some kind of baggage, and they got that celebrity status and all that stuff. And I don't know if some of it just goes to their heads, and they go out and do these things, or like what the case is, man. But it ain't right. I guess it just comes down to just being a fucking a good human being.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, like we said last week when we were talking about the Fed thing, just be a good person.
Yeah.
Like, don't do this.
Yeah.
Like, you have so much writing on you at that point that, like, I don't think that you should ever use your platform to degrade and to abuse people.
Take advantage.
Yeah.
I think that's what happens with some of these people. Is that they feel like they have the power and that they can get away with doing certain things. And, don't do that, man. Don't do that.
Sad. Now, EVO as a whole, right? Like, and we had kind of touched upon this, is kind of now it's shaky, right? Like, so you didn't even have to be a Smash player to feel the impact that had on the community. Because now the Street Fighter players that were kind of, hoping for this to happen, even though it was going to happen online.
It's not just a Smash thing.
It's not.
It's an EVO thing.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is screwed because you even have Wizard. Dirty Wizard, fucking that did something. So it just ruined the entire community. It's not just a Smash thing. It's Street Fighter and everything else that was involved in there. I don't know what the current lineup is for
it's like Mortal Kombat
for EVO. But it's just messed up, man.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Sad stuff. Hate to see it happen.
Yeah.
Hate to see it happen, man. And I think
I don't know what's gonna happen with the fighting game community. I don't know if EVO can continue to exist. It would probably have to be something else getting built up to then be great fighting game status again. You get what I'm saying? Event.
They're trying to. Like they completely ousted Mr. Wizard from their board, and he's no longer the CEO or anything like that. And it's just he was also one of the guys, and this is what hurts about the situation. He was one of the guys that when all of these allegations were coming up, he was tweeting a lot of the players that were that had allegations towards him, and they were like, he was like, "Yo, you're no longer welcomed.
Mm-hmm.
We don't tolerate this." And then he turns out to be dirty. And it's one of those what's going on here? Who else is dirty?
So the accusers.
Yeah.
Damn.
God damn, man. It's rough. I agree with you. I don't think EVO could survive.
Mm-hmm.
I think this, again, it knocks it down a peg, the fighting game community. And I think that, like, once now all these other fighting game communities probably have to be thoroughly searched before anybody decides that it's good money to invest into these communities.
Yeah. I wonder what this does to, like, going forward. Like, let's say if, like, you're trying to get into, you're good enough to get into that kind of community, right? Then does a sponsor go, hey, but we need access to a lot more information about you, blah, blah, blah. How intrusive does it then become now that all this stuff has happened? And this can now go for, like, anything at this point. How intrusive do these sponsors get now at that point? And then now how much of yourself are you giving over to these sponsors or these companies? It just turns into a whole, like, other thing now at this point.
Oh, my God.
Because then at that point, you're like, no, you're a property at that point, period. Yeah. You know, you don't get to, like, really exist as an individual. I'm going into like off the deep end, but like that's what it ends up becoming.
No, it's true.
Essentially,
you
know, even with like celebrities, you look at someone like Kim Kardashian, for example. Like that's what she is. That's it. Kim Kardashian is Kim Kardashian, but not in the sense of I'm Kim Kardashian, the human being, the person. She's just just seems like an intellectual property type of thing, you know. And it's not to dehumanize her, like just like say that she is nothing. A brand. But that's what she is at this point. That's what it amounts to.